So you've cleaned your meals, you've been walking, you even passed up some of the wine, and the scale, still, it's not moving. But before you throw it across the room, I want to talk. Because what if your body is changing, just not in the way that that little number on the scale can show? So in today's episode, I'm going to break down why the scale is basically a useless in midlife, okay? And when it comes to fat loss, hormones, and healing, it's not the end all be all. I am going to share 3 real signs to look for that I look for with my clients and to track progress, plus how you shift your focus so that you don't keep missing the changes that actually matter. Welcome to Real Food, Real Energy, Real Life, the podcast that helps you eat well, feel strong, and have more energy without stress, guilt, or restriction. Just simple, real-life strategies that actually work for busy moms. I'm Nikki Cheek, a health coach, busy mom of 3, and former overthinker when it comes to food and fitness. For years, I was stuck in that halfway mindset, eating healthy-ish, trying to make better choices, Googling all the nutrition advice, but still feeling exhausted and frustrated. Until I finally realized I wasn't doing the wrong things, I just didn't have a strategy that actually worked for real life. That's what this podcast is all about. We're cutting through the confusion, ditching the all or nothing thinking, and learning how to fuel our bodies in a way that actually feels good. So, if you're ready for practical nutrition tips, a simple meal strategy, and a fresh take on food that makes life easier, not harder, you're in the right place, friend. So, let's get into it. I'm Nikki Cheek, and welcome back to Real Food, Real Energy, Real Life. This show, especially today, is for midlife moms who are done with all of the extremes, the quick fixes, and done with the shame-based plans where you feel like crap, to be honest. So if you ever feel like you're doing all of the things and you're eating better and you're moving more, you're not having as many snacks, but you're still not seeing movement on the scale, I want you to know today's episode is for you because your body might be shifting in ways that a number can't show. And honestly, these non-scale victories are way more important than that little number. And once you learn how to spot some of these changes, everything is going to start to click and you are going to start to feel better. So I want to tell you about a client that I recently had. We're going to call her Sarah. And she came to me and she was frustrated and she was talking to me about all of the things that she had been doing. She was eating better, she was moving, she was drinking more water, and the scale hadn't budged, not even a little. And I get it, right? Like you're putting in all of this effort and that stupid number is there and it's like, ha ha ha, you're not gonna change, right? And I asked her a couple of questions and she started to shift. So some of these questions were, how are you sleeping? Are your cravings still as intense? And how are your clothes fitting? And you know what she told me? She said, well, I've been sleeping through the night more. I haven't felt so bloated and my jeans have started to fit and I don't actually have to suck in anymore to button them. Well, she almost missed all of it because she was so focused on the scale. And that was a light bulb moment for her because for so many women, the truth is like that scale is just there, right? But at the end of the day, it's a terrible measure of progress, okay? And I want you to hear that because it doesn't measure your inflammation and it cannot show the hormones that are healing inside of your body and it can't track the shifts that you feel and the ones that at the end of the day, these are the ones that matter. Look, at the end of the day, we all want to feel better in our clothes, right? And we want to make sure that we're here to live long, healthy lives. At least for me, I want to be here when my kids have kids and they have kids, right? I want to be here and I want to feel good and I want that longevity to matter. And that's the kind of things that matter in real life. So you might be thinking like, okay, well, if the scale's not moving, then clearly what I'm doing isn't working. And the belief that you're thinking there, that's what's keeping you that's what's helping you start over and making you think like, okay, I got to try this diet or I got to try this supplement or I got to do this or I got to do that, right? And what the scale is not telling you is that your inflammation is going down. Your hormones are starting to rebalance. your nervous system is actually calming down and you're burning fat and building lean muscle at the same time. Because the scale is a single number on, let's call it what it is, a little piece of plastic, okay? And maybe you have a metal scale, whatever the case is. But if you don't know that your pants fit different, that your energy is starting to come back, and that you didn't need the snack to survive carpool line, right? Or mindlessly snacking, then like you're feeling better. But most of us aren't just trying to weigh less, right? We want to feel clearer, right? We want that energy. We want to feel better, right? And I just said, like, we want to be here for when our kids have kids. And the scale doesn't measure that, okay? But your body does. And we're going to talk about what these shifts are and how to start to track them. And look, if you've been doing some of this work, right? You're eating better, you're moving more, and you're making some different choices, but you're still feeling discouraged because the scale isn't moving. This is why I coach the way that I coach inside of my 6-week reset, because it's not a diet and it's not about chasing a number, okay? It's about creating real and sustainable change that you can feel for your lifetime. Okay, this is not just a 6-week program. This is about how you shift your life. And we focus on things in the program like fat loss that doesn't require perfection and hormone support that fits your real life, like dinners on the go in the car, right? Or how many times you drive back and forth to high school for summer camp. Totally not me. And tracking progress that goes way beyond the scale. And I want you to think about these non-scale victories, right? So if you're ready to stop starting over and you want to see how to make these things become a reality, then shoot me a DM on Instagram at Nikki Cheek Wellness, or go to my website, intentionalwellnesscoaching.com, and click on how to work with me, and you will find all of the details on the 6-week reset. But I want to talk about, what's actually worth tracking right now where you're at as a midlife mom. Because if the scale is the only way that you're measuring progress, you're going to feel like nothing is working when everything really is. Okay. So the first thing I want to start to think about is sleep quality, because how many times do we wake up in the middle of the night and we start to, not feel super great. And so we wake up in the middle of the night, right? But when you start to eat in a different way, when you start to feel your body in a different way, when you start to work out in a way that syncs with that nutrition, then you do fall asleep faster. You stay asleep longer, and you don't wake up feeling like you got hit by a truck or you have to hit the snooze button 15 times. Okay. This isn't just about rest. It's a direct sign that your cortisol is starting to balance out and that your nervous system is finally like taking a big exhale. Okay. Another thing to measure when you are on this path and this lifestyle change is inflammation and bloating. So maybe you ask yourself if your rings are fitting better, or do your jeans slide on without, having to like suck everything in and fight and like squat down, right? Or is your stomach calmer in the afternoon after meals? Does your face look thinner, right? Because a lot of times we release a lot of inflammation in our face. And if your body's releasing water that it's been holding on to from stress and poor sleep and hormone imbalance, that scale might not shift, but your waistline will, and you're going to feel it. Okay. And that's a big piece. And then the third thing I want you to think about when you're on this journey is, are your cravings and your energy changing? And so I want you to think about this week. Okay. Are you going to the pantry less at night? Are you, holding steady without that 3 p.m. crash, right? If like last week in the episode, we talked about that 3 p.m. snack that you should prep that's going to give you, the bright energy and the bright nutrition. So are you getting to 3 p.m. without needing a cup of coffee? And are your food choices starting to feel easier, right? Not like, oh, I really want that muffin right now. Okay. Or instead, maybe you're like, ooh, I'm really wanting some berries or an apple or, something that is, from the ground or from a mother. Okay. That's your blood sugar that's stabilizing. And when that happens, your hormones start working with you and they're not working against you. And that, my friend, is progress. So think about this: your sleep, your inflammation and your bloating and your cravings. Like these are the things that you should really be measuring. And these are all the things that we focus on inside of the 6-week reset, because the scale is not necessarily the end goal, and it's not what's going to be there, but these are the things that are going to move the needle. Okay. Those are the things that you want to be focused on. So I want you to try something this week, and it's simple, right? You don't need an app. You don't need a spreadsheet. You just a notebook, okay, or the notes app on your phone. And I want you to pull up these things or write it down. And each day I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. How did I sleep last night? So did I fall asleep easily? Did I stay asleep? Did I wake up feeling more rested than usual? Okay, so sleeping, I want you to track some of this. Then the next thing is, was I bloated? Did I feel gross today? Okay, so were you puffy? Were you swollen by the afternoon? Were your clothes more comfortable than last week? Okay, so I want you to think about that question. Or did I crash or crave today? So at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever that time is for you, did you hit a wall? Okay, were you desperate for snacks or sweets? Or do you feel pretty good and you had a good day? So I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions and track them every day this week, okay? And then go back and read it to yourself. And if you're fueling your body the right way, you're moving your body the right way, you're getting the hydration that you need, you're going to start to see those shifts that you would have missed if you were only staring at the scale, okay? And these are the signs that your body is responding. And when you start tracking these, you stop quitting too early, you're staying in the game, and that's when you finally get the results that you've been chasing. Okay? So if this episode gave you that, oh, yeah, okay, now I get it, right? Then stop letting that scale be the thing that decides whether or not you're doing a good job. Because I can promise you that if you're making some changes, you're doing a good job. Progress is happening, but it might just be showing up in ways that numbers can't track. And if you want help building this rhythm, this routine, whatever you want to call it, that is going to support your life, you can grab the Break Free from Dieting Guide. It's going to give you, all the things that you need to start to change those. But if you're also ready to take that next step and you're like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to try it on my own anymore. I want some accountability. Head over to the show notes and go check out the link for the 6-week reset, because we work on all of these things throughout the 6-week reset, and it's going to help you you're not going to spiral over that scale anymore. So if this episode has helped or made you think in a different way, would you leave a quick review? Because it's going to help more moms like us find the show and stop quitting progress that's actually working. And next week, I'm so excited because we are going to talk about something that truly throws all of us off, and that's summer dinner. Okay. We are eating at different times. You might be the last one to eat. Maybe you don't eat, right? Or dinner is just like, corralling the chaos. So I'm going to show you how to build a simple, flexible dinner rhythm that you can fall back on even when the kitchen's chaos and you're cleaning up while everyone else is already full. You won't want to miss it. I will see you there.